There are small villages and towns spread across various parts of the United States of America where numerous of the wealthiest people in the world reside. These include small island paradise communities to affluent neighborhoods in New England. It would be interesting to know about these places and their residents. Well, today we'll talk about the richest zip codes in the USA. So make sure you watch till the end and give this video a thumbs up. 90077 Bel Air, California. Whoever resides in 90077 Bel Air, California should be proud of the fact that he or she is a resident of this marvelous place. Bel Air was once home to Hollywood and American icons such as Walt Disney and Marilyn Monroe. Presently, it's a residential neighborhood on the western side of Los Angeles, California, located in the foothills of the Monaca Mountains. It was established in 1923 and is the home of cultural staples such as the Hanna Center, the Japanese Garden, and the American Jewish University. It has multiple entrances including the East Gate at Beverly Glen and Sunset Boulevard, and the West Gate at Bellagio Way and Sunset Boulevard opposite an entrance to UCLA. The area is divided into three distinct neighborhoods: Eastgate Old Bel Air, Westgate Bel Air, and Upper Bel Air. Bel Air Estate, the original subdivision of the Bel Air community, is surrounded by 9 roads. Reportedly, the average income here is about $750,000 per household. Here, a typical property costs around $3 million. However, one abode, literally known as The One, is a 100,000 square foot mansion having 4 swimming pools, a nightclub and a bowling alley, and it's worth $500 million. 06830 Greenwich, Connecticut. 06830 Greenwich, Connecticut is a recent addition to the wealthiest zip codes in the USA. Despite it being an expensive place, the real estate market here started to boom during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's located just 1 hour away from New York City and is full of mansions which have turned into the abode of the wealthiest. It is a good place for relaxing there when there is no parking problem. President Donald Trump also lived here in a $4 million home long before moving to the White House. The average home value here is about $1.3 million, whereas the average household income is approximately $784,000. As per the census conducted in 2020, the total population of the area was 63,518. It is the biggest town on the Gold Coast of Connecticut. Several hedge funds and other financial services firms have their establishments in this town. There have been hundreds of thousands of films and TV shows filmed here, which helped in boosting tourism too. 07078 Short Hills, New Jersey. Short Hills is an unincorporated community which is located in Milburn Township and Essex County of New Jersey. It serves as a popular place for people who work in New York City. As per the census conducted in 2020, the population of CDP was about 14,422, whereas the average income here is $800,500. Most of the money comes from working in New York City. In 2012, the average price of homes here was $1.75 million. In 2014, it was the richest town in America. It houses numerous upscale amenities such as the mall at Short Hills. It is also the birthplace of rich and famous Americans like Anne Hathaway and Peter Kellogg, several company CEOs, and hockey players. Trains at Kearny Station of Short Hills take passengers straight into Penn Station and Mintle, Manhattan in less than an hour. 11568 Old Westbury, New York. The east coast of the USA comes under the radar frequently. New York City is home to plenty of multi-million-dollar high-rise apartments where its surrounding counties offer a quieter environment. 2010 American census showed that its population was over 4,600. Here, average income is around $750,000, whereas the average value of homes is $2.06 million. In 2011, Old Westbury became the second richest residence in the county. It's located in the center of Long Island, located about 30 miles east of Midtown Manhattan. Residents include renowned entertainers like Ashanti and Howard Stern. Here you can find the longest-running polo club in the United States, Meadowbrook Polo Club. 07931 Far Hills, New Jersey. The borough of Far Hills has come from humble beginnings. As per the 2020 USA Census, the population of the town was only 919, whereas presently there are only 915 people. Here, average household income is still $814,400, and the average home value is around $980,000. Multiple hedge fund managers, race car drivers, CEOs, politicians, and even the former U.S. Secretary of Treasury Nicholas Brady have been residents of this area at some stage. It's also home to the U.S. Golf Association and the Far Hills Races, the site of the Breeders' Cup steeplechase races. One of the largest estates in Far Hills is a natural 490-acre property which was owned by the King of Morocco in the past. 02110 Financial and Seaport Districts, Boston. Business districts are usually full of wealth and riches. Accordingly, the 02110 zip code has made it to the list of the wealthiest zip codes in Boston. It has the median value of a condo or single-family home coming to $1.34 million. There are a lot of businesses and industries that call this area their home. It also has headquarters of the mutual fund companies Fidelity Investments, Putnam Investments, and DWS Scooter Investments, the world headquarters for State Street Bank and Eastern Bank, the accounting firms of Wolf & Company, RSM, MC Gladry, and BDO USA, the law firms of Bingham McCullough, Goodwin, Proctor Wilmer, Hale Kirkpatrick, and Lockhart Nelson and Graham Mintz, Levin, Cohn, Ferris Glovsky, and Popeo, and the local headquarters of Bank America and the Santander Bank, the Langham Hotel Boston and Hilton Hotel, and the local office of Merrill Lynch and other brokerages. There are other interesting attractions here like the Boston Museum, Tea Party Museum, and the Sergeant Wharf. 19035 Gladwin, Pennsylvania. This zip code is home to all sorts of interesting people. Here live numerous top players in the field of art, science, and occasional sports, such as Allen Iverson. The average household income here is $844,700, and the median value of a single-family home condo is over $1 million. Gladwin has a rich history. Until 1891, it was known as Marion Square. Its settlement began in 1682 by Welsh Quakers. Its new name was given to avoid confusion with several other Marions in the area, including the town of Marion Lower, Marion Township, and Upper Marion Township, and an imitation of the Welsh names in adjoining towns. 244 mills operated along Mill Creek through the beginning of the 20th century. The major road through residential Gladwin runs along the banks of the creek. After the American Civil War, wealthy Philadelphians located several of their summer homes here. Presently, over 4,000 people reside in this suburban community. People enjoy 102 acres of Henry Foundation Botanic Gardens and Rolling Hill Park. 98039 Medina, Washington. According to the 2020 census, Medina is the most populated residential city of Eastside King County, Washington. Its population is over 3,200 people. It is one of the wealthiest in the USA. Here, median household income is $869,500, and the average home price is $3.1 million. Medina is home to numerous rich and powerful moguls such as Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Late co-founder of Costco, Jeffrey Brockman, also had a home here. This wealthy enclave is on the edge of a peninsula about 8 miles from downtown Seattle with many waterfront properties. The town connects to Seattle through the Evergreen Floating Point Bridge. The city has been named after the city of Medina in Saudi Arabia. The city has a small area of 4.79 square miles, out of which 1.4 square miles is land and 3.3 square miles is water. 60043 Kenilworth, Illinois. 60043 zip code belongs to Kenilworth, a small village in Cook County, Illinois. It's located just 15 miles north of downtown Chicago. As per the 2010 census, its population was only 2,513 people. It is the latest among the 9 suburban North Shore communities located adjacent to Lake Michigan. It is well developed and planned as a community. It was the 8th wealthiest community in the USA in 2018. Here, average household income was $882,600, whereas the median house price is approximately $1.4 million. World poker champions, Kennedy, film directors, and billionaire Jude Rees belong to Kenilworth. Presently, it is the richest neighborhood in the Midwest USA. The most important attractions here include the Hiram Baldwin House designed by Frank Lloyd Wright and built in 1905. Towards the south is the campus of the elite Northwestern University. 10577 Purchase, New York. The New York Times has termed Purchase as the wealthiest area of New York, a center for power brokers and celebrities. This attractive hamlet is located within the town of Harrison. It has gorgeous colonial residences and several educational institutions. Headquarters of famous corporations like Pepsi and MasterCard are also located here, which means that some incredibly affluent people live here, and this drives the prices of houses much higher. The average income in this neighborhood ranges around $986,700 per year, whereas the average home value in purchase is $1.3 million. 90067 Century City, California. Century City is spread over 176 acres and forms part of the business district in Los Angeles, California. It's located on the west side to the south of Santa Monica Boulevard, about 10 miles west of downtown Los Angeles. It is among the most important employment centers in the Los Angeles metropolitan area. It has skyscrapers indicating the concentration of wealth in the community. The district was developed on the back lot of the film studio 20th Century Studios. In 1963, its first building was opened. Its economy is dependent on the Westfield Century City Shopping Center, business towers, and Fox Studios. Here, median income is around $1 million, whereas the average house price is around $1.3 million. 11962 Sagaponack, New York, Hampton. The coastal elite reside in Hampton, which is located on Long Island, New York, but Sagaponack emerges to be peculiar as it is an incredibly small village located on the east end of Long Island. It is the costliest area of Hampton as well as New York. Several CEOs, musicians, renowned authors and celebrities reside here. In 2021, the average home value here was about $5 million. In the 1950s and 60s, its quiet and peaceful community attracted writers and business people to Sagaponack. Some famous people like Drew Barrymore, Billy Joel, Jimmy Fallon and Caroline Kennedy have homes in this zip code. 02199 Back Bay, Boston. Boston, being an expensive and busy city, has pricier areas, especially zip code 02199 Back Bay, which is a small area in the vicinity of the city's Prudential Center. It is the second most expensive area in the USA. It predominantly houses office buildings and costly Victorian-style homes and apartments. The average home price here in 2021 was about $5.5 million, and the highest average per capita income in the country is around $880,000. It has been constructed on reclaimed land in the Charles River Basin. The construction work started in 1859 and was completely built by 1900. It is known for its rows of Victorian brownstone homes, well-preserved 19th century buildings, and cultural institutions like the Boston Public Library and Boston Architectural College. Commercial buildings were permitted here in 1890. It is also a fashionable shopping destination. 94027 Atherton, California. It is the wealthiest zip code in the USA. Atherton has the highest per capita income among the US towns, having a population between 2,500 and 10,000. It has been regularly ranked the most expensive zip code in the United States. It has strict zoning and permits only single-family homes per acre and no sidewalks. The residents have strongly been opposing any new construction of homes. There are several associations of rich like the Atherton Heritage Association, the Atherton Arts Committee, the Atherton Tree Committees, and the Friends of Atherton Community Library, the Holbrook Palmer Foundation, the Atherton Dames, the Police Task Force, and the Atherton Civic Interest League. The Menlo Circus Club is a private club having tennis, swimming, stables, and a riding ring within the town. The town investor, Charles Schwab, and former eBay and Hewlett-Packard CEO Meg Whitman are a few of businessfolk who lived here. 33109 Fisher Island. 33109 Fisher Island is the richest zip code in the USA. It is a crazy place where only the richest of the rich can only dream and afford to live. It is absolutely difficult to manage finances to afford a residence on this island. Exceptional people like Oprah Winfrey, Mel Brooks, Boris Becker and Julia Roberts can manage to have an abode in this extremely expensive location. The only way to reach this destination, located just off the tip of Miami Beach, is by ferry, helicopter or private boat. The average income of the inhabitants of 33109 Fisher Island is around $2.2 million. According to Bloomberg, value of a median home here is slightly less than $3 million. Oprah's old place was sold for $20 million. A luxurious place like this has a host of problems as well. In 2006, Uber Rich, a resident of the island, was fired when service employees working for the residents attempted to organize and bring out a petition for worthwhile representation, recognition and rights. When they occupied the ferry terminal, several of them were apprehended. Employees are underpaid and undervalued in this rich town. These were some of the priciest neighborhoods of America. Tell us in the comments which one you would like to live in. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.